Start. So guys, I welcome you all to this interesting masterclass that Masters Union and Master Camp has lined up for all of you. And all of you would have received the invitation, and I believe that you might have a better understanding of what we have lined up for you today. But just to give you a brief, right now, Masters Union is a business school where we believe in two things that are very unique to any other institution. For one, we are probably the only institution where the curriculums are designed in collaboration with the industry and they're taught and delivered by practitioners themselves. In fact, the name master means that whatever you learn here, you're going to learn it from somebody master of that domain. Apart from that, we're also one of those institutions where we focus more on the practical implementation or the application part of things. Right now, generally, a lot of you might be pursuing your undergraduation right now. A lot of you may be doing a master's. But usually, the way that the academics are designed in India are more traditional, where it is more theory or concept focused, and the outcome of your learning is determined through an exam or an evaluation, right? Whereas at Masters Union, we follow the concept of actually learning things by doing it, wherein in every program or every course that we offer, in fact, we have a lot of courses that I would really like you guys to explore. But you sort of learn through challenges, and this happens through a lot of internships, through a dropshipping project where our students have to actually build their own dropshipping businesses through the program, and similar such kind of interventions, right? Now, recently, we have launched a course for marketing, which is called the Strategic Marketing with AI. And this is a program that Masters Union is offering in collaboration with Shebang. And obviously, some of you may know Shebang. Shebang is one of the leading marketing agencies, not just in India now. They've become global. In fact, they're one of those few firms that started off in India, now have offices in the UK, Netherlands. In fact, the interesting thing about Shebang is that they've worked with some of the biggest clients out there, right? These include names like Domino's, Marvel Studio, H&M, or even Porsche, for example. But would really like you guys to, sort of do that research on your own, but it's a 9 month course, right? So it's a 9 month program which is integrated with a virtual internship at Bang. And here you're going to learn everything about marketing. So right from digital marketing with SEO, SEM, or influencer marketing, social media marketing. We also cover a brand management as one of the major topics. But ideally, the program is designed to help you upgrade your knowledge, learn some hard and soft skills, as well as through the projects, through the challenges that I mentioned earlier. By the end of the course, you're also able to build a very strong portfolio that enables you to then apply for roles across some of the best firms for marketing, right? Based on that, so if coming to today's session, now we actually got a lot of queries from students where they said that, we want to become a brand manager. We are currently freshers in college, but eventually we want to get there. And therefore, we actually, collaborate someone who comes with a very strong experience in brand management. And in today's masterclass, this is what we are going to uncover, right? Now, before I go ahead and start the, invite Tanya, who's our guest, to, sort of take over, I just want you guys to get an understanding of, where Tanya comes from, what her experience has been like, so that you can actually use this as an opportunity to get your answers cleared. Because, like you guys, Tanso comes from a management background. In fact, she had done her master's in marketing from Maya in Ahmedabad, which is obviously a great institution. But that she's worked with some of the biggest brands, and in fact, there's also an award that her work has recently won. So Tanya is currently the brand manager at Titan I Plus. She's leading all their strategic initiatives to strengthen the brand position and drive the market share. Prior to this, she also served as the product manager for Titan Watches. So she's been with Titan for quite some time now. And recently, as I mentioned, through her expertise in crafting compelling brand stories, she landed Titan I Plus the Best Integrated Marketing Campaign of the Year award. This was at the Economic Times Great Indian Retail Awards competition. So she's committed to continuous improvement. And as I mentioned, she's also done her MBA from MICA. So there's a lot that you guys actually learn from her. In fact, she also did a short course with Google, which is called the DigiPivot program. Uh, and if we talk about the masterclass, guys, so obviously we are going to look at that journey of how one can become a brand manager eventually. But specifically, we will get into things like what does the role of a brand manager entail, right? I'm sure a lot of us are not even aware about brand management means or what one has to do there. Now, apart from that, we will also look at the challenges and the opportunities. When you're moving from that journey of student to becoming a brand professional. Lastly, we'll also obviously talk about some tips on networking, internships, and obviously how continuous learning can actually help you with that successful position. Now, before I again invite Tanya, I just want to mention a few things. In case you guys have any questions, you can either put them on the chat box. We also have given you access to, sort of unmute yourself. So I would request before you do that, you can just raise your hands and probably we can give you, allow you to speak. And it would be great if some of you can probably turn your cameras on as well, right? Because we'd really like for this session to be very interactive. It's not always that you get to directly connect with a brand manager for such a big brand, right? And we have Tanya here, who's given her time entirely to help you guys get a little more insights and understanding. Now, guys, before we officially begin the session, I also want to just do a quick poll so that we can sort of understand where you guys are coming from. And I'd request all of you to just quickly start with it, right? So you might have received a pop-up. Would just love quickly you guys to just spend 1 minute to fill it out. All right. Can I get some yeses on the chat box? All right, great. So we'll just wait for most of you to finish. And Tanya's already joined us. So Tanya, I hope I'm audible.
Yes, absolutely. I hope I am audible. Thank you so much for the great introduction.
Absolutely, you are clearly audible. Let me just spotlight you quickly for our audience. And Tanya, would you like me to share the deck or you would want to do it on your own?
I'll try to do it on my own. If not, then for sure I will let you know.
Great. And so I think the poll, pretty much all of you have already finished. Okay, people are still filling in. So let's wait for that to. All right, come on, 7 more people remaining. Come on, guys, quickly. Those of you who haven't. Right, thank you, Ram. And also, guys, if anybody's considering the Mastercamp, by the way, that I was talking about earlier, which is the course we are offering in collaboration with Shebang. Now, this is a program that you can do while you're pursuing your undergraduation. Maybe you might be pursuing your master's, or even if you're a working professional and you feel that, I may not be that good at the tech skills. Now, remember, this is probably one of the only programs that also talks about AI and how AI can now be integrated with your campaigns, and probably Tanya can give us some examples of how maybe Titan or maybe in any of her other projects, how they might have used that technology. But if anybody wants to know specifically about the program, just wait for additional 5-10 minutes probably after the session is over, and I'd be happy to walk you guys through it. In the meanwhile, I will also share some links that can help you understand more about the course or about Masters Union. And I'll also share the YouTube channel so that you guys can, sort of do your own research and, understand it all better. Great. So I think I'll end the poll and then Tanya can take it over from there. All right, Tanya, you can start.
Okay. You can hear me, right?
Yes, loud and clear.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. One thing that I wanted to just check is in terms of brand marketing, what is the split like of the audience? How many are for marketing and how many are not? What does the poll say?
So I will just share the results.
Okay. Okay, so
So,
about 50% are already branding and marketing. That is great. So good, that nice split of audience. Thank you so much. Before I start with the whole session, I wanted to quickly, tell about what, even though Sharoza has done like a great introduction, I wanted to quickly run you by from where I've come from. So my schooling entirely happened in Delhi, and then undergraduation, I have done it in architecture, which is nowhere in relation to what I'm doing now. But I think any kind of study that one does in undergraduation does not go to waste. There is some kind of a skill set that one picks from that, for sure. So that was my undergraduation, and then now post graduation was from MICA, which is particularly known for the kind of curriculum that they have, which is very, very dominant towards marketing. So it is a specialized course that one does in MBA, which is for marketing and communications. And followed by that, during my MICA, the first year of MICA, after the first year of MICA, you get a summer placement, and there are companies that come for interviews, etc. So Titan came in for that summer placement interviews, and then luckily fortunately I was selected in it. And once I did come here for summers in Titan in 2019, there was like a 2-month summers that happened, and after that the project was liked, and there was another round of interview which happened within Titan, and that led me to my pre-placement offer, which is a PPO. So therefore, so basically the company extends a pre-placement before your placement season even begins in your final year. The company states that we are interested in hiring you, and if you're interested, then you can accept the offer. So I did end up accepting the offer. It kind of saved me from all the tension of final placements, and I had a pretty relaxed and enjoyable second year where I could, concentrate on just learning for the sake of it, and um, not getting worried about what company will I get placed in. So that was another lucky break that I had, and through that I've gotten into Titan, and ever since I've been in Titan, it's been a journey of 3.5 years roughly. In that 3.5 years of journey, in 2020, I joined as a management trainee, which is a 1-year course that Titan Company offers. So that a person who's joining as a management trainee, because we are general management students, we are supposed to be learning about different parts of the company, different product lines that we have. So if you are aware, Titan has Tanishq also as a brand, watches also as a brand, eyewear also as a brand. So there are different divisions that are working within Titan company. So the company wants you to familiarize in that 1 year, that where are what kind of supply chain do we have, what kind of finances are we handling with respect to all of these divisions, and where are we placed with respect to all these products and branding activities, so that you get a holistic view. So that was my first year of management training. Then after that, I joined as the product manager for watches. This was in the international division. And then followed by that, so we have like internal job postings, which is internally we can change. If after 2 years we are open to change to another division, so that we can learn much more there. So that's when I got in 2023, I got an opportunity to become the brand manager for eyewear. And as you can see, from a product manager who handles, so in Titan company, the product managers handle the physical product, which is a watch. So how to develop those watch, what are the collections that we want to be launching in a particular year, like in Raga, etc. So therefore, from a product manager to a brand manager, if you see, there's not much relation, because a product manager handles the product, whereas a brand manager handles the entire brand ecosystem. But this is the beauty of the role as such, that a lot of it is something which can be learned and is intuitive in nature. You are supposed to be intuitive about what kind of a, there is a lot of data that goes into it, but at the same time you also are uh, someone who can learn a lot on the job itself. So that is the kind of transition that I made in 2023. So I'll start with what is brand management. For those of you who are not from the marketing or branding domain, I would like to state this out, that a brand manager, or what is entirety of brand management, is analyzing how a brand is perceived in the market. So basically, first you start with where is the brand currently? How is the brand being perceived? Planning how it should be perceived. So there is this gap that you see, that this is where I want the brand to be perceived, this is where it is, and ensuring that it gets perceived as planned and strategized. So therefore, you bridge those gaps, that this is where I want my brand to be. My brand to be, let's say, trustworthy. My brand should be um, energetic, or my brand should speak about value systems, credibility, so on and so forth. So, what is the brand that you are wanting it to be perceived, and what is the audience actually perceiving it currently? And then managing that gap. This is the job of a brand manager. Who is a brand manager? He or she is a guardian of a brand. They are responsible for the business and the buyers. So every time buyer is walking in, every time there is a walk-in happening into your store, the brand manager is responsible for increasing the number of walk-ins. Whether they end up liking the product or not is something which sits in the purview of a product manager. But for the brand manager, they have to make the brand aspirational enough for people to walk in. So that becomes their primary responsibility. And at the same time, what kind of an imagery are you building for the brand? So you're responsible for the business and the buyers, as well as what kind of an imagery is perceived in the minds. So there are, certain brands. When you think of those brands, there's a certain word that comes to your mind. So what is that word is what the brand manager is trying to shape. That this brand is fun, this brand is serious, all of that comes in very intuitively to us. Then second thing is, like I said, business and buyers. So that is the analytical part of the job. Then the imagery bit is the creative part of the job. So creative plus analytical skills combined together is what the brand manager is supposed to be honing. What it means to be a brand manager, it's not that a brand manager is of a particular company. So you're not a brand manager of a company, but you're a brand manager of a particular line of products or a particular sub brand or for a particular region. So let's say if you are working in a company named Hindustan Unilever, so your designation will not be brand manager Hindustan Unilever, but it will be one of the products of Hindustan Unilever, which is, let's say, Dove. So then the brand Dove, you are handling the brand in a particular region, which is, let's say, India. So if you see this job posting, which I've taken a snippet from LinkedIn, it says assistant brand manager for Surf. So their brand Surf in Unilever, the company's name is Unilever, the brand's name is Surf, and the region that you'll be handling would be India. So similarly, like I handle Titan Eye Plus, which is their retail category, and within a company called Titan Company, and for a particular region, which is India for me. So therefore, you are going to be handling a particular part, but not the entire company, so that you're able to hone. And even within a company like HUL, there will be different brands at different segments. For example, I'll take an example of Titan watches. So in the watches division, there are different brands. One is Titan, then there is Fastrack, then there is Sonata. All the three watch brands are within the Titan ecosystem. They all belong to Titan company, but they're all pegged at different levels. So we say that the most expensive watches of the three would be sitting in Titan. Then a little more affordable range comes in Fastrack. A little more affordable, funkier, quirky. That is the kind of place that the Fastrack sits in. And then Sonata is the most affordable watch that Titan company produces. So that is the different. So that's a different brand altogether. So there are different brand managers for all three of these different brands that Titan company happens to have. What is the role of a brand manager? The role of the brand manager, if it at any point, if you feel that I'm going a little too fast, please let me know. Yeah. So what is the role of a brand manager? It is primarily four things. One is you're supposed to know your customer. So who is a customer is somebody who is in the market to come to buy. They have the intention to buy a particular product. Let's say I am a spectacle wearer. So I am a customer for both Titan Eye Plus and Lenskart and other, let's say, specs maker or any nearby store that I have to my place. So the customer is somebody who has a need. So I have a need that I have to buy a spectacle, or I can have a want as in a desire. So let's say if I want to buy a perfume, so that is not my need or particularly, or like a luxury watch. It's not a need that I want to buy, it's a want or a desire. So a customer is anybody who has this need or a want. So a brand manager's role is to know what kind of a customer is it. So for me, if I have to look at my customer, it has to be somebody who may require a powered, like a prescription eyewear. So that becomes knowing part of your customer journey. Then second is knowing your market. Which market do you operate in? Is there a demand in that market? What kind of a media channel? What are the cultural nuances? I'd like to give like an example. When I was the product manager for international business in Middle East, the boxes that we gift in. We thought that maybe, we should keep it a little on the lighter side, because in India, if you gift something in a black box, it is considered inauspicious, because we think that gifting is not something which should be covered in black. But Middle East, it is considered the most auspicious. So all the gift packages that we would make for the watches would be in black color, because that is the color that they really, really find auspicious. So that is the cultural nuance. So you need to know what kind of a market are you in, what is the demand in that market, what kind of media are they looking at? Are they looking at TV, Instagram, what is popular in a particular market, and what are the cultural nuances of that market? So this becomes your knowing your market part. The third is knowing your competitors. What are the competitors that are standing out? If suppose you are operating, you're supposed in the market leader, then also you're supposed to be aware of what kind of competitors do you have second and third in line, because they can anytime overtake you and then take your market share. So you need to know what kind of what is their unique selling points as a competitors, and what are the kind of strategies that they are driving, so that you're also aware of where to go and what not to do, etc. That is knowing your customer. Then fourth is know your brand, which a role brand manager has to know, because if you don't know your brand, then what do you know? Correct. So knowing your brand means what kind of a vision do you have for your brand, and what kind of a mission statement do you have. Do you want the brand to be, let's say, trustworthy? Do you want the brand to be respected? Do you want the brand, so there has to be like a vision statement that in the next 2 years I would want, or in the long term, this is the kind of imagery that I would want to build for the brand. So four parts: customer, market, competitors, and brand. What I have now wanted to take you through is what happens in the life of a brand manager. So there are certain like one of the biggest thing. One is, of course, you're doing a lot of stakeholder management. So, but the biggest thing about a brand manager's day-to-day working is when there is a campaign that comes in. You must have heard this word from people who are in marketing, that we are running a campaign and then it's a hectic time, etc. So this is the big one. It is campaign management. This entails like the biggest or the most interesting part of your job profile, which is to manage a particular campaign. So a campaign is something wherein suppose you have a particular objective set for a particular time period, and you run that objective. Essentially, you take that objective to market. So there are certain steps to what the campaign management is. I will go one by one with an example of what we've done recently with Titan Eye Plus. So the campaign objective that we started with was to launch a product. Like for instance, starting of the objective is to launch a product. Either it can be to launch a product or to share some kind of an awareness, or if there is an offer running, so you create a campaign around it. But in our case, it was not just one product, it was actually 5 products that we wanted to launch together in Independence Day. So you see this creative this Independence Day, we wanted to launch 2 new lenses. Lens is the in this part of the entire spectacle. So 2 new lenses we wanted to launch, one new brand, and 2 new smart glasses. So Titan has smart glasses, tech glasses also. Titan Eye Plus has that. So we wanted to launch all 5 of these. So therefore, the objective of the entire campaign became launching the products that we had in mind. The second step is to understand the target audience. Now, in our case, it was a pretty huge and wide target audience, which was from 18 years to anybody up to 60 years. It is primarily because the kind of products that we were launching, it was okay for an 18-year-old to wear. Also, there was some, like for instance, one of the lenses were a progressive lens, which means that somebody in the age group of 45 plus has weak eyesight for both far and near. So they're not able to read near also, and they're not able to see clearly far also. So the kind of lenses that they use is called a progressive lens. So we were launching that lens as well, and therefore our audience went from an 18 to a 60-year-old, and and then like I said, brand and 2 smart glasses also. So this was our audience. If suppose you are launching a product which is only for, let's say, teenagers or only for kids. So then your target audience becomes that. So the second step is to understand what kind of a target audience you're operating in. Third is, what is the USP of this campaign going to be like? So for us, these were the five products that we wanted to launch. Okay, the fifth one is not here, the brand is not here, but the first two are the smart glasses. Okay, maybe not. 1 second. Yeah. The first two, you're able to see my screen, correct? I'm sorry, I just did some
Yes,
adjustments. Okay.
we can.
So the first two are the smart glasses. One is called Titan IX. So the first one is that, and then there is Fast Track Vibes. So these are two products that are in the smart glasses zone. Then there are two lenses, like I mentioned. So the one that Ayushmann Khurrana is holding is the Neo Sync, which is the progressive lens, and the other lens that you see is called Drive Easy, which means that if you're somebody who is used to driving, then there's a lot of glare in the night time, especially when somebody is on high beam. There's a lot of glare that comes to your eyes, so and then that kind of irritates you while driving. So this lens, if you wear, that glare gets minimized, and then you're able to see the incoming vehicle towards you. So you're able to see them. You're able to see those vehicles very clearly. So this was the idea that these are the different products, and then there was one more brand. So as you see, the common point between all of them was that there was a lot of innovative technology being used for all of these different products that we were launching. So then our unique selling point, which is the USP, became innovative products. So that became our key thing for the entire campaign. Then fourth point is, once you've decided on what kind of an objective, what is the target audience, what is the unique selling point, then you make a brief. You make a brief, which means a document like a one pager, etc., to explain what exactly do you want to do in the campaign, and then you take that brief to an agency. In our case, the agency that works with us is Ogilvy, which worked for this particular concept also. So Ogilvy, so you take that brief to so the brand manager's primary responsibility is to first have the best brief possible, which is in a very concise manner explain to the agency what exactly do we want to do, and therefore what kind of a creative input do you want from them. Then Ogilvy understood what kind of a plan do we have in mind, etc. And then they will share their concepts with us. So what the brand manager is next supposed to do is to review those concepts. They will give you options like, for instance, we could do this, we could do that, we could do this. But then from those, a brand manager is supposed to understand what is the correct way to approach this problem, because you know the problem statement. Now you have to see where is my brand, so you have to see the brand customer fitment, whether my customers are going to like this particular concept or not. If you think this is not going to be like, so you eliminate that altogether. Whether we should use a brand manager or not, what is the likability factor, etc. In our case, we went with Ayushmann Khurrana, who is the brand ambassador for this Titan Eye Plus in general. So we thought we should be utilizing the power of the brand ambassador. And the idea was to create something which was very eye catchy to the audience. So we reviewed the concepts that the agency provides, and then the creative production happens, which means with the agency and the production house and the brand team, the client, the brand team, we all come together and we execute, and we take it to production, and we then come up with like either a film or a creative or a static, whatever we would want as an output or as a deliverable. So this is something that I wanted to showcase. This might take us to YouTube. Let me know if you're able to see the screen now.
Yes, we can see it.
You can see the video in YouTube, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I will play this for all of us.
Although the sound is not coming, I'll just try to check if I can turn on the share sound.
Okay, sure.
Maybe you have that option, share sound.
Um, Is it now audible? Maggie?
Not yet.
Not yet. I'm not sure where to go.
Or I think if the sound is not coming, you can share the link maybe and everyone can open it up on the laptops.
Um, is there any way, like I've gone to the settings in audio. Is there anybody who knows how to go about it?
So once you go to settings, there should be share sound, one option,
Share sound.
or maybe in share screen options. It's not coming from me either.
No. Let me see advanced settings perhaps.
So maybe we can just drop the link of the video.
Okay. I'll do that. So I'll give like 5 minutes for everybody to see it.
So I think everyone can open the links on a click on the link and then probably.
Okay, just one last try. Is it possible now?
Working now.
It's working, so then I play it here all together for everyone to see. Okay.
Hi. So guys, any weekend plans?
Is it real talking about?
This can't be true.
Yes, it is real as it can get.
ये कोई प्रैंक वैंक तो नहीं ना?
ये प्रैंक क्या करूंगा मैं? स्क्रीन के अंदर से कहां से बाहर आके प्रैंक कर सकता हूँ? आप बताओ।
ये कैसे पॉसिबल है?
ये गोवा का प्लान थोड़ी है जो इम्पॉसिबल है। ये 7 बैग उठाकर कहाँ जा रहे हो? वैसे चलो एक एडवाइस दूं, आप ना और भी स्मार्ट लग सकते हो। ये टाइटन IX स्मार्ट ग्लासेस पहन के।
मेरे लिए तो यही अनबिलीवेबल है कि आई एम टॉकिंग टू यू।
अनबिलीवेबल है, इसमें है बिल्ट इन स्टेप काउंटर, नेविगेशन और म्यूजिक भी सुन सकते हो इसके साथ। फास्ट ट्रैक वाइब्स 2.0 स्मार्ट ग्लासेस, स्मार्ट तो लोगों को है, बट यू नो व्हाट, दे आर वे स्मार्टर देन मी।
यार नाउ आई एम फीलिंग डम।
I felt the same bro when I thought ये सिर्फ एक रेगुलर सनग्लासेस है, but no, सनग्लासेस के साथ you can take calls, you can listen to music। टाइटन I Plus का Neo Sync प्रोग्रेसिव लेंस काफी कंफर्टेबल है। Check out Zephyr luxury frames at Titan I Plus, made in France and feels like a gentle breeze। ये है Drive Easy from Titan I Plus। इस लेंस में एक फीचर है जो रात में सामने से आने वाली गाड़ियों के ग्लेयर को बहुत कम कर देता है।
सेल्फी लेना
यार सेल्फी लेके क्या करोगे? आपको पता है ना, ये सेल्फी देख के कोई बिलीव नहीं करेगा कि मैंने आपको कियोस्क के थ्रू ऐसे बात की है। चलो एनीवे, लेट्स टेक इट।
Yeah. So, so this was the kind of video that we actually went and created. So if you saw that in the beginning, you'd see like a lot of setup happening, etc. So that is the creative production piece of it, and a lot of it then goes into what exactly happens in the life. So in this scenario, as you saw, that the actor was actually speaking to all these people, and it was a live scenario, and all these people are coming in. So we had to capture the right kind of emotions and capture whatever was going on. Because it was live, it is a little more pressurizing than a normal regular creative production of an ad. So this is how the whole journey went about, and this was the end output. So after you get that end output, now because we've done it in an atmosphere which was in a mall, so ultimately the customers who we reached out to were people around in and around the mall, whoever was around that digital OOH, digital out of home, that we had put in the billboard. So everybody around it was the customer, but at the same time we did a digital amplification of the same, so that a lot of people are able to see this video. So we put it on YouTube, and then there was a lot of circulation, etc., that happened, or a lot of boost that happened on Facebook and Instagram, as well as Google. But what also ended up happening is a lot of people started spreading this across on WhatsApp, which is not something that we've done. So that part of the media is called earned media. So it is not something that the brand or the client or the agency is paying for it. That paid part is called the paid media, whereas the second part, which is earned media, is that people themselves start circulating it if they like the content. So that started happening on WhatsApp for us, and a lot of innovative, messages that came in with a lot of comments like, "This is super innovative," and "This is new technology," etc. So our objective, you remember, was for us to showcase that this is the launch of the products, and the unique selling point that we wanted to showcase was the fact that this is Titan is coming with a lot of innovative products, and we wanted to do this in an innovative manner. So we wanted to launch those innovative products innovatively, and which is why this entire concept got selected by the brand, and then that was amplified later, and then the kind of feedback that we also got was in the lines of being innovative, technology, creativity, so on and so forth. So this is the screenshot that I've put in here are what Mad Over Marketing had to talk about the whole brand. And
So Tanya, this is the one that you got the award for?
yes, yes. So I was just coming to the slide. So this also got the recognition at Economic Times, which was for the Great India Retail Awards, which happened very recently in February, mid-February, coincidentally on my birthday. So I was very happy to be able to receive this award, and this was the award was for Integrated Marketing Campaign of the Year. The word integrated was because we had done the actual marketing was, the actual creative production, etc., happened in a physical format, which was in Mumbai in a mall, but the entire thing also got amplified in digital. So this was integrated in that manner, and this got the award for the best integrated marketing campaign of the year by Economic Times. So as you see, Titan Eye Plus, Ogilvy, and Ad Factors is the PR agency that we have. So all three of us got recognized. I'll pause here for a bit if anybody has any particular questions that I could answer.
Folks, please feel free to share your questions. I think there's one from Mark Techers. Tani ma'am, is this
Yeah.
marketing campaign cover all the channels?
So by channels, if you mean, so what happens ultimately is that there are a lot of mediums that one needs to cover, which is essentially a print media or a digital media, which compiles all of it from Google to Meta to Instagram. Facebook, Meta has Instagram and Facebook, etc. And if you want to take it to out of homes, which are billboards. But in this one, like I said, we've kind of looked at one digital hoarding, which was in Mumbai, and then everything else got amplified on digital platforms. On YouTube also, we ran ads from our end, but on WhatsApp, we got it as an earned media. The people actually themselves started circulating it. Okay, so I will move forward. So this was the part of the campaign management, which is like the biggest thing that we, as a brand manager, are supposed to be doing. Now, how to become a brand manager? If suppose you've not entered that journey, then how do you take those steps to do that? One is the plain and simple method, which is through educational background, which means that, for instance, I have done an MBA in marketing. So therefore, my educational background allows me to take those steps towards becoming a brand manager. Or the other way is to do courses, which, definitely, like Shahroz was mentioning, right now there's a course that is there by Mastercamp. So therefore, those also become another way of understanding about how to become a brand manager. You get to know the key learnings, which are something which you can apply. Third is to do an internship, and fourth is to, kind of do like a networking with the people who are already into the system, who, if they know the kind of caliber that you bring in, like I mentioned earlier in the beginning of the presentation, that a lot of it is on the job learning. So therefore, you could network your way into brand management. These are some of the essential skills for a brand manager. One is strategic thinking. One has to be thinking long term. They have to think that it shouldn't be that you are only thinking that my brand, what should it be? What should people remember about the brand tomorrow or a year from now? No, it has to be like strategic thinking and long term thinking. That you have to think that, okay, even 5 years down the line, this is the kind of principles or value system that my brand holds, and this is the kind of aspirational value that my brand should be catering to. Second is creativity, which definitely has to come into being if you're a brand manager, because when we get attracted towards brand as a consumer, we like the creativity, we like the fun, we like if there's a very nice, very different ad that has come into being. So we would want to experiment with that. Like Nike keeps saying, just do it, and so there is a whole ecosystem that they've created around athletes, around running. So that is the creativity aspect of it. Third is the analytical skills. In analytical skills, why it is very, very important is because one needs to analyze the data. If suppose you have to take a bet whether or not I should do this or I should do that. Let's say in a campaign, you have to think, should I go for print? If print, then which newspaper should I go for? So all of this will come from those analytical aspects of you, wherein you are able to see the data. Okay, in this particular area, this particular newspaper has the maximum readership. Then can I make a combination of the two to give me success? What happened in the previous campaign? What are the learnings from the previous campaigns that I can implement now? So those aspects get covered in the analytical skills part. The fourth and important one is the communication skills. Why it is important is not just in a brand manager's role, but generally in any corporate role, it is extremely crucial, is because you're able to voice out whatever you're thinking. A lot of times we have great ideas, but we're not able to state it. So those communication skills are going to be aiding you in order to be able to say that out loud to the team that you have, and state those ideas and explain it to them. And the way you are able to communicate is when somebody else will be able to understand it. So similarly, even for your brand, the communication skills are very, very important, because there are certain copies that you wouldn't want to give to your creative team, but you would want to write it yourself. So in that aspect, you need to be very, very clear about what you want to communicate, and be able to deliver the message correctly. Then leadership and team management skills. If you happen to have a team of people, let's say there's a creative team that is running or something like this under you. So therefore, you should be able to manage that team very, very well and be able to grab a lot of great output out of that team. Uh, Second last is adaptability. Adaptability is extremely crucial, because in a brand manager's role, because the moment you bring out whatever work you've done to the audience can react in any manner. So you have to be adaptable enough to be able to, if suppose there's something wrong, you say you've done. For instance, very recently, the Zomato conversation was happening, whether the veg, non-veg bifurcation for the delivery guys is correct or not. So therefore, the moment they came up with that idea, they stated it to the world, and everybody else started stating that no, we should not, in the physical form, the Zomato driver should not be wearing a green if they're giving out veg food. Otherwise, it will become problem for a lot of people. That okay, the red guy is coming, so therefore these people eat non-veg and so on and so forth. So a lot of people gave feedback. So now Zomato has gone back to state that okay, we will not do it. We'll do it in the app, but we'll not do it for our actual drivers and riders who are delivering it. So that is the adaptability part of it. So the founders were adaptable enough to immediately work on the kind of feedback that they've received from the market. And finally, stakeholder management, which is like one of the most crucial things about a brand manager, because there are agencies that you have to manage. You have to get the output at a particular timeline, and you have to drive for excellence in all of those manners. So therefore, stakeholder management becomes like a extremely crucial thing. Finally, some of the tips that for aspiring brand managers that I happen to have is two things. One is continuous learning, and second is personal branding. Both are equally important, and I'll just share examples of how I also try to imbibe on all these things. For instance, in terms of continuous learning, even though I've had a degree which has digital marketing as a course, so Micah has a course in digital marketing, but at the same time, very recently, just to brush up my skills on digital marketing and whatever is new in the digital marketing world, I've done a course with Google for which is only for women. This particular course, which is called DigiPivot, it's empowered by Google, and they have they kind of take you through, like, it's a 4-month course, and they take you through parts of digital marketing and how to go about it. So if there are any women who would want to apply for this course, the next uh, classes would, I think, start around August or something. So you can be on the lookout for this, and this is free of cost. So similarly, there are a lot of great courses for understanding this. And there, even if you're in the system, then also you have to keep learning and upgrading, because the world is dynamic. Marketing is extremely dynamic. 10 years before, we weren't be having so many discussions about digital marketing, but now it is the need of the hour. So therefore, there are a lot of free courses available. There are a lot of great courses which give you particularly a lot of on ground experience, and they give you a lot of life projects. So that becomes very crucial for you to understand. Second is your personal branding. Personal branding is extremely important in a role like brand management, because if you're able to do your branding, is when somebody else will be able to trust you with the branding of a whole brand altogether. So one of the ways I go about personal branding is through LinkedIn, which is a great platform, which is your digital CV in a manner. There is a resume CV that you happen to have, but you state the CV out to the world, so the world knows what you're up to, what is the new thing that you're learning, what are the kind of learnings and observations that you have. So what I do is I write about MBA, branding, content, marketing, and what are my observations, what are the things that I've learned, and also in general, what are the things that I'm up to, so that anybody who is up for hiring, they should be aware of where I am standing currently. And the biggest thing is just to be present on those platforms and to create like a great clean profile and keep adding to it. This is like my last slide, which is one should know why they're starting this journey of brand management. Why is it that you like it? What is the reason why it pulls you? And I have always been somebody who has been very, very attractive to both sides of the coins, which is one is analytics and one is creativity. So when I was in architecture, it had a creative angle to it, whereas at the same time a very, very important structural aspect and angle to it. So it kind of made my foundation for liking both creativity and analytical skills. And then MBA happened, and marketing is also about both these aspects. So therefore, that led me to doing brand management now. So you should know and be aware of what is your why, what is your reason to begin. And there's this YouTube video, a TED talk by Simon Sinek, and also a book by Simon Sinek, which I would really recommend if you want to understand what is your calling. You can definitely read this book or view this video, whichever format you like. So this is all I had for you, and I think we are doing good with respect to time, so we have time for question answers as well.
So we do have a very interesting question from Mark Tech, and he actually requested that if he can unmute himself and ask the question.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, you can go ahead. Also, do tell us your name. Sarthak is also
Hi.
raised, so we will.
Hello, Tanya ma'am. Hi, team. Hi, Ayush here this side, ma'am, from Raipur, Chhattisgarh. So actually, I run a marketing agency from past 1 years. So I have two marketing agency, one for my local state and other for the international clients. So currently we are doing around 30K ARR last year and catering some clients, some corporate clients like Peter England, Zomato, Lenskart in my hometown, helping them in the hard launch and all that thing. The question I'm having, ma'am, is we are doing great, generating some good revenue, locking some great clients. I have a good working experience, but from past 2 to 3 months, ma'am, I'm feeling a little bit stuck. I don't know what's the reason. It's the education or the company or the environment. I'm not getting it. So my question is that is it necessary to join an academy, learn all the things, or just learn all the things while working in my agency? What would you suggest to me, ma'am?
Okay, so one is congratulations that you have your own practice is something that is very, very aspirational for a lot of people. I know it is for
Thank
me,
you, ma'am.
so that is great. Second thing is, like I mentioned, a lot of times what happens is because we are so busy creating that we forget the learning bit.
Right.
So one has to also understand what is the market doing. A lot of times we kind of become so like we've had a certain way of going about things. Let's say something worked with a particular brand, but it is not working with the other brand. So therefore, one has to keep upskilling themselves, which is true for particularly marketing as a domain, because in marketing things are very, very dynamic.
Right.
Every there's something new coming in. Now AI is also the buzzword. So virtual influencers have come in instead of
Right.
real influencers. So one has to keep understanding what is happening in the market in order to stay the best.
Right.
I think there was a time when COVID just hit that everybody wanted to become digital. Like a lot of people were not digital and they wanted to become digital. So the digital marketing agency started getting a lot of work in. Right, but then gradually that starts to saturate because a lot of people started learning on their own as to how to become digital. But then in that case, one as an agency, one has to understand where is your value proposition, what is your unique selling point, what is it that you give to those brands differently that the brands are not able to take themselves.
Right.
So my key advice to you would be that you should look at upskilling of you and your team members, and always be abreast of what is happening in the industry, because there is somebody out there who's doing some kind of a cool work which can always become the choice for
Right.
the brand to pick. So therefore, if you don't want to miss out on those clients and if you want to take them all up,
Right.
one of the biggest things is for you to upskill for yourself, and the team, like the especially the main team, should be doing that upskilling.
All right. Just, ma'am, I wanted to add one more question. Previous year, I had a privilege to meet Harshil Karya from Shabang. Actually, I had a podcast with him last year.
Okay.
So my question is that you worked with Ogilvy, right? You worked with international channels also, or in Indian also. Ma'am, is it? I just want a little bit suggestion in this because you had a great marketing experience. Uh, Staying in my state, see, Chhattisgarh is not as developed as in marketing, digital marketing thing as comparison to the metro cities.
Hmm.
Do you suggest me to expand my services to metro cities, or you suggest me to stay in my local state? Because when I had this conversation with Herschel, he said that last year 2 lakh Google AdWords account has been created. Okay,
Hmm.
and the size of the market cap, the small states or the bottom of the funnel uh, businesses we have, the small size, middle size, are a lot. So learning, trying, experimenting, there's a lot of chance where we can experiment and learn a lot of things at the bottom of the funnel, right? So what is your call or what is your suggestion to me to stick in the Chhattisgarh market or to approach metro cities also?
See, this is a very, very subjective question actually.
Right.
It depends on a lot of factors, but the primary factor is what is the key strength that your agency has. If
Yeah.
the agency happens to have a key strength in the particular market or region, for instance, if you're extremely popular with the kind of, like, because you said it's not as digital currently,
Right.
Chhattisgarh has not gone as digital, so therefore I'm going to be assuming that you'll be doing a lot of ATL, which is either print or in the form of leaflets, which is BTL. or in the form of hoardings, etc. So if you're kind of promoting, you promote it in that manner, or you promote it in certain circles. But when you go to the metros, the game is very different. One, in terms of the demand. So demand supply, you'll have to completely understand that if it's not like yours will be the only agency, or yours
Right.
will be the only of the top five. There's a plethora of agencies. So how do you distinguish yourself? And basis the kind of work that you've done in Chhattisgarh, how do you prove to somebody sitting in Delhi that we have what it takes and you should choose us instead of choosing somebody who has worked with Delhi market? So I
Right.
think the best thing for you to go about would be to start maybe only
Right.
digitally promote yourself to those regions, and then gradually grab a particular market in the physical format also. So you'll have to take step by step.
Got it. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you for your time. Thank you, team.
Thank you, all the best.
I think that was a very relevant question, especially for somebody who's now running an agency. And we get this question a lot from students who do take part in the strategic marketing course as well. I think we already have 4 people who are already running agencies who wanted to learn more about processes from Shebang. And I think you've already met Harshil, so I'm sure you would be in those lines. Now we have 3 more people who have raised their hands. So if you guys want to unmute yourselves, probably Sarthak can begin, then we can have Brain and then Spandan.
फोन करूंगा वो यार, मैं 1 घंटे से इंतजार कर रहा था तेरा। तेरा नंबर हो गया मेरे पास ही, करो नहीं, लोड नहीं किया था।
Team, asking
Yes.
question to me.
Can I go ahead?
Yes, Sarthak, please do.
Yes. Hi, Tanya. Just an introduction of myself. So I'm actually your super junior from MICA, basically
Okay.
PGB 29.
Wow,
And you have a little bit of contribution for the reason behind me being at MICA, because I took your MICAT course long back.
okay, nice.
So my question is very simple. So I did my summer internship at Procter & Gamble, being in the brand management domain itself. But the story got a little different. I did not receive a PPO, and now I have secured a final placement as a marketing insights manager at a tech company. I
Okay.
cannot reveal the name of the company, but I want to switch back to brand management in the near future, irrespective. So what would be the top, probably the things that I should do in the next 1 or 2 years that would help me switch back easily from a tech company to probably an FMCG or say like a product company?
Sure, sure. Firstly, glad that I could re-meet you again. One is that your background in Procter & Gamble, PNG, that is also something which you should kind of keep in touch with whoever was in Procter & Gamble in your team, etc. It's okay not to be able to make a PPO offer because there's a lot of team dynamics. At that time, the team is not looking out for a particular role, etc. So you ignore that part, but
Right.
the only thing that you have to keep ensuring is that you maintain contact. That is the most important thing for you to do, especially when you did do a 2 month, 2 month summer internship with them. So that puts you ahead of people who were not there even for those 2 months, correct? So ensure that you do
Right.
maintain that touch with them. Ensure that they are updated with whatever you're doing. Second is with respect to your oncoming job. I would suggest when is it going to be starting?
June.
June. Okay, so if possible, if you are not very keen on the job particularly, then you could look out. You could look out for different kinds of jobs because you've had like MBA from MICA and you've done like summers in PNG. So therefore, it gives you a chance to maybe explore the market now also. If that doesn't work out, suppose you are not able to land a brand manager role right now, then not to worry. The other thing could be that because you're going to a marketing insights kind of a profile, so that gives
Right.
you a way ahead in terms of different clienteles that you might have to deal with. So therefore, the information or the knowledge that you will be able to garner in those 1 or 2 years would be that you'll be able to understand different accounts that you will be managing particularly. And second is market insight becomes the crucial step for anybody who is looking for a brand manager role. So anyway, all the peers that you will have will be joining at an assistant brand manager level. Um, so then it will become like after 2 years, it will become like a competition between the assistant brand managers going to a brand manager role, or somebody, let's say, who's in a general role, which is like, let's say, marketing insights, to go for a brand manager. You can get a competitive advantage because of your marketing insights, because everybody in this world, and you've
Right.
been in MICA, insights become the key reason for why somebody gets chosen, because that is the thing that drives your everyday work. Why you're able to make a decision is because of a particular insight. Correct. So therefore, if you are able to crack something in the next 3 months, that's great. If not, then you give in your 110% in the job that is being assigned to you, and learn as much as you can to understand how do you drive market insights, so that when you join a client side, suppose you have an account with HUL or somebody, so you make those contacts, etc. And when you go to the client side, you are one of the biggest persons to rely back on when it comes to what kind of an insight comes from India market. So that is how you should be looking at your path.
Right, got it. Actually, that was quite insightful to hear from you. Another very short question. Uh, how much networking is too much networking?
Nothing, there's
In
nothing.
yeah,
Sorry for cutting it short.
in
Yeah.
this era of LinkedIn and a lot of personal branding that is being done on LinkedIn and Instagram and so, people tend to just force networking just out of no reason, right? So on that note, I just wanted to figure out, like, definitely, not in the immediate future you require somebody's help or somebody's opinion, guidance, and things like that. But how much networking is too much networking in terms of getting to an ideal position, right? So if you can just share your thoughts over that, that would also be really helpful.
Yeah, sure. I think one thing is that I feel that sky is the limit. You never know who would help you when, or for instance, like you came and you said that I have, we've met in the past, which is during the MyCat course. So therefore,
Right,
you never know when somebody else crosses your path or where somebody else goes. For instance, if suppose somebody today is not at a great role, but they switch to PNG, and you've been in touch with them when they were not in a particular role, when you thought this might not help, but actually they went and shifted to a role which now you really really like and would want to work under them. So essentially it is a very very luck based thing. So best thing to go about is to
right,
keep networking and keep making genuine connects. Don't make it for the cold, um, don't just put cold messages, etc. If you genuinely are interested in somebody's life, or if you're genuinely wanting to seek advice from somebody, you should keep doing that. At the same time, personal branding is extremely crucial. A lot of times people have reached out to me only because they have been connected to me on LinkedIn and they've seen my journey on LinkedIn. So
absolutely, yeah,
yeah, and that becomes like my personal portfolio, which is out into the market, which I keep updating, so people are updated about what I am up to. And this is even true for people within Titan ecosystem. They get to know about what I'm up to because of LinkedIn. So imagine how,
right, right.
what kind of a digital world are we living in. So I think these two aspects are very very important, but at the same time one has to be authentic and genuine about making those connections.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for your inputs on that note, and I hope
All the best.
our paths cross yet again.
Absolutely,
Yes.
absolutely. All the
Good
best.
day. Bye bye.
Thank you, Sarthak. So we're actually out of time, but Tanya, if you're okay, maybe to spare another 2 to 3 minutes. There are two more people who've raised their hands.
Sure, sure.
All right. So Prerna, I think you had
Sorry, I just have a hard stop at 8:10 because I have a meeting at 8:15.
no problem. We'll just take probably 3 minutes.
Sure.
Then, guys, if your questions are not answered, I'll stay back and I'll try to help out.
Hi, Tanya. This is Prerna here.
Hi.
Just a quick question that I have been into the digital marketing. I'm working as a social media strategist for the past 4 years. But now I do
Hi,
want to
Tanya.
I heard double voices.
Chani,
hello.
just wait for a while. Let Prerna ask a question first.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have been working as a social media strategist for the past 4 years, but now I do want to transition like as a project manager or a brand manager. And like I had completed my BBA and then I got into this field. So how can I do that?
Okay. So you are currently a social media
Strategist.
strategist. Okay. So one of the things is that you definitely keep promoting the fact that you know one part of the like a one very crucial part of brand management, which is to understand social media in particular.
Yeah.
If you happen to have, if you've done like some kind of a great work of taking certain brands a certain way, like if you've uplifted or if you've been in the journey of uplifting a particular brand, then you should
Mm-hmm.
highlight that. A
Okay.
lot of the digital marketing spends now go into social media, be it in the form of boost, be it in the form of influencers. So therefore, one needs to understand that in digital marketing, a lot of it is coming from social media, and therefore you could pitch that. But for the
Right.
rest of the work, you will
Yeah.
have to take either some courses, or you'll have to
Okay.
take either some live projects with somebody, or even within your company where you are, you could
Right.
seek that maybe if your work or your scope of work could be increased so that you can also take up, let's say, a little bit more of digital marketing. So you will have to raise your hand and
Yeah.
state it out because nobody else will know unless you state it. So you
Right.
state that and you tell your manager that this is something that I would be keen to do. If there is some kind of a job or if there's some kind of a project that you have for me in mind, then I could explore. Or if not, then in your weekends, you can definitely take courses and projects, live projects, which could help you get those kind of aspects also added to your CV.
Any particular kind of course that you would recommend, and where can I find these live projects?
I think Shah Rose would be definitely helping with that.
Okay.
Yes, definitely. Just stay back, Prerna. I'll help you with the course, at least the one that Masters Union is offering. I can recommend some other as well. So just stay back. So
Okay.
Tanya, if it's a hard stop, if you want to go, you can leave. I will
Sure. Okay.
definitely help
But thank you
Spandan.
so much. Thank you so much, guys. And if there are any other questions, then Shahroz, you can share with me and I can share my answers to you virtually. Thanks a lot, guys.
Great. So thank you so much, Tanya. I think that was a wonderful session, and hopefully we can have more and more of them with you in the future.
Thank
All right, guys. So Spandan, if you have a question, I can definitely help you. I do, although I'm not a brand manager myself. But I do, come across a lot of students who come with similar kind of questions. So actually, Prerna, for you, I do have, a course in mind. I mean, it's the one that Masters Union is offering. But this program actually comes with those live projects. Now, since the course is offered in collaboration with a bank, now luckily it's a course where your classes only happen on Saturdays and Sundays, right? It's designed for working professionals. But the objective here is that with the program, you do have a virtual internship where you will actually work as an intern with Shebang's team, and you will work on some of the projects with their clients, which again are based on your interests. So, for example, you want to do brand management from more of your social media experience that you have, you can pick project area, right? And so that while you're learning the skills, you're applying it through these projects. Tomorrow, we also will share the proof of work with you so that you can add it to your CV, to your portfolio, and then eventually that helps with the transition. Now, the good thing is that the program also comes with placement or career assistance, wherein Masters Union will provide you opportunities, and this is across marketing roles, right? Not just in brand management. We have growth manager roles, we have content roles, we have social media, digital marketing, all roles across, right? So I've shared the link. You might as well want to have a look at it. And other than this, I could think of maybe, if only brand management, there are free courses also one can pursue probably on Coursera or maybe in other areas. Uh, all right. So Spandan, if you have a question, Chandni, if you have a question, feel free to unmute yourselves. Yes, Jay. So, guys, again, if anybody wants the recordings of the sessions, just drop your email in the chat box. The ones who have already shared it, I've recorded them and we will send them to you.
Hi, good evening. Chandni here.
Yes, Chandni.
Hi. So, I have about 10 years of experience in GT and e-com sales, and I'll be joining as a brand manager in the aviation industry. So, how do I prepare myself, for this role? Is there some course that I should probably look into, or maybe some sort of homework that I should do before I join?
So that's a very good question in a very different industry. But you were working in what role before this? Now you're getting a role in brand management in the aviation industry. I get it. Prior to that,
Yes.
you were in e-commerce. So e-commerce, as in, if you can be a little more specific.
Sure. So, I basically have a FMCG background. I've done about 5 years of GT sales, and as in I've led the couple of regions in North India as the ASM, and I've set up the entire e-commerce vertical for my previous company, and we were primarily selling our products to the big four, e-com players. So
Right.
there was a little bit of marketing involved in terms of digital marketing and keyword search marketing, etc., as well as um, basic banner advertisements. So, but I've not really gone in depth into brand management earlier.
Right.
So how do I, prepare for my new role?
Right. So see, the good thing is that you do come from marketing and sales experience, and obviously, when you're even in sales, right, you would have probably understood how effective campaigns are. How to optimize them. Although you probably didn't the technical aspect of it, for which you might have a digital marketing or a performance marketing team.
Right.
But see, it depends on the role. Generally, as a brand manager, you require few technical skills. You need to understand how to analyze data very well. You need
Hmm.
to understand how to figure out that, okay, if I'm running a campaign, if it's not working out, what campaign
Hmm.
is it? How do you identify that and how do you optimize? Now, if you feel that technical skills you're not very good with, I would recommend probably considering doing a course. You could probably do a free course initially with maybe Coursera. There are a lot of courses even in brand management and digital
Hmm.
marketing, and if you
Hmm.
feel that that is not enough, probably then you might want to consider the master camp that Masters Union is offering in collaboration with Shebang. Because this is a course where you're actually learning from marketeers. In fact, we have the top team of Shebang. In fact, one of the masters is Miss Radhika, who joined in Shebang when they were only 1 year old, and she's been with them for the rest of the 6 years. So
Hmm.
she's currently the VP over there.
Okay.
So that is one of the options, but I would say as a brand manager, it's not as technical. It's more about
Hmm.
strategy, more about being able to promote the brand effectively, and then creating campaigns that are able to relate. The audience is able to relate to the brand very closely. But it's
Right.
in aviation, so that is again something very new. I've heard.
Hmm.
So maybe you might want to have a one-to-one session with one of the counselors if you want to know more about the program.
Sure. I think I'm gonna do
Because see,
that.
what I can tell you is that in this course, for example, we have real challenges, right? One of the challenges is a local consulting challenge, where our
Hmm.
students have to go to a business, consult them, and obviously, the masters or the Shebang team, they do help you with that entire process.
Hmm.
We also have an internship where we allow you to work on projects specifically to that area. We also have a drop shipping challenge where you have to build your own e-commerce business here, which you've already pretty much done, right? But
Right.
it's a very practical course taught by professionals, so you might want to
Hmm.
consider.
All right. Great. Thanks.
So,
Thanks
but
so
we
much.
do get a lot of people from core sales background who come here also who want to, eventually transition into more of a marketing or a strategic role.
Hmm.
For you, it's more about skill building because you've already gotten the role, right?
Right. All
Right. So
right.
I hope I have
Thank
been
you.
able to help.
Yeah.
Spandan, please do share your question.
Hi, sir. I'm
Yes.
Spanjani from Calcutta. I actually wanted to ask Tanya ma'am that I'm
Okay.
actually a economics graduate.
Okay.
So I'm actually for the last few months I've been sort of very much interested in marketing and like brand management and also a little bit of product design.
Okay.
And so I was wanted to ask that is there any way that I've got some time for my MBA entrance exams. So in that time, I was hoping to do some internships or something of that sort.
Yes,
So I was wanting to ask that what is the best way to look for internships in those fields, and like what are the like job roles that I should look for,
Exactly.
and what is the best way to go about it, keeping in mind my degree, how to optimize
Okay.
it.
Right. So see, I think it's a brilliant idea that if you have time till you start your masters and in between you want to gain some exposure. Now, see, I would say that it's very important to have experiences today. They matter more than your degrees. They matter more than anything else. Because tomorrow, when you go for an opportunity, majority of companies, specifically when it's for marketing roles, They want to see the kind of work that you've done. Now whether you work independently on your own projects out of interest, whether you've done internships, whether you've, probably gone and rebuilt a website, based on what you think it should be. Those are things that the industry appreciates. Now, Internshala, I know, is a great platform, where you can probably get access to some of the projects related to the area. Otherwise, if you have time and you really want to, succeed as a marketer specifically, I would recommend you can consider doing the strategic marketing course, because, see, it's a program where you're actually interacting with professionals, and not just any professionals, you're interacting with some of the top marketers globally. As I mentioned, Shebang has worked with all kinds of clients, right? And it's not just that, they've also won a lot of awards consistently for a lot of their campaigns. So the idea behind the program being delivered by professionals is so that you have a professional guiding you and mentoring you, that, okay, maybe right now you don't even know what roles are there in marketing, right? They will help you identify. Maybe you don't know right now what role you would excel in. So again, the goal of that mentorship is to connect with you one-to-one, understand your skill sets, understand your interests, and then based on that, you create your career path. Now, what I can also recommend is that, see, firstly, you need to work backwards, right? That figure out what are my dream companies, what are the five, companies that I really want to get into. This could be Ogilvy, this could be Shebang, or, if it's in marketing. Second, you can look at the reach companies that you feel, okay, maybe I don't have an experience, probably Ogilvy will not consider me or shortlist me. Then you would look for smaller firms. For example, some people have their own agencies these days, right? One of the Ayush in this chat also had, look for opportunities. Now use your network, see if anyone can give you an internship. And see, it doesn't have to be a paid internship, especially when you're a fresher. I would say go and explore as much as you can, because in the coming time, you will not get that time, right? Let's say you have 3 years of experience. After that, you won't get time to really explore other areas as well. So I don't think you need to worry much. You should just try to look for opportunities, whether it's on LinkedIn, whether it's on Internshala, whether you want to look out for courses. That's the best way to get yourself involved as of now.
Thank you so much, sir.
Did it make
That
sense?
was
I
really
hope.
helpful. Yes, sir, it was really helpful. And
So,
also a quick question, a follow-up question to that is that when I'm looking for like internships on Internshala, and also there are some people who post internships on LinkedIn as well, like very rarely, but they do. So I don't have any prior experience in this sector, and also I'm just starting to explore management and different areas of it. So I wanted to get an internship to get a hands-on experience and learn like the ABCs and the basics of what is required out of you and what you can do. So
right.
for that, if you could just give me like quick tips to search, like effective internships on Internshala, like the job roles and what is required. So if you could just help me with that.
Sure. Uh, so just a moment. I'm just replying to Ayush. Ayush, you can unmute yourself after I help Spandan, right? So see, Spandan, you don't need to have experience to get an internship. It's majorly for freshers only, to give you experiences. Now, see, what I would recommend is that in your class, maybe in your college also, they might be pushing you for internships. Ideally in your second and final year, some colleges want you to do internships. Now, you can probably take you can probably make a cover letter for yourself, where, if you find, let's say, relevant people on LinkedIn, you can drop them that message saying that, okay, I am a marketing aspirant, or, this is something I really follow your organization. I've liked the work that you've done here. And I'd really love to come as an intern and experience some of that and also contribute, what I can from my end. But see, for this, you have to reach out. And especially for you, you have an advantage that you are a fresher right now. Freshers are always welcome for internships. Okay, even for example at Masters Union also we do take a lot of interns. Whereas if you're somebody who already has an experience, then that interview is what will decide that whether you're going to get through or not. So actually you have an advantage here. It's just that you need to express yourself in the right manner and reach out to the right person. But again, see, you have to go backwards again. That, okay, look at the companies that you're interested in, look at the roles that you're interested in, find the right people, and then apply, or you reach out to them. But I think Internshala and LinkedIn should be able to give you good, at least options that you might want to apply for. And take support from your college, from your classmates. Some of them might be already doing an internship. Take a reference. I think that should help. And see, you don't have to do an internship with a stipend, right? Right now, you're in a learning phase. Even if you're not getting paid, ideally, see if it's an internship where you have to travel or you have to go to the office, they might most likely give you a stipend. But even if they don't, like that's something you should probably expect after you've completed your undergrad.
Yes, sir. No, I don't expect a stipend, not a paid internship.
There won't be
Thank you, sir. That was so much helpful. And if you could just in short, tell me like if how can I apply to Masters Union for internship and what sort of internships they offer?
So see, I'll share, or if you just go to Masters Union, I don't have the email ID right now, but I do have their page. What I can recommend is you can, just go to the Masters Union website and there are careers below. Or just drop an email actually. Just drop an email saying that, okay, I'm interested to do an internship in this area. And I really follow Masters Union as a brand, and I feel that it can give me that exposure or experience that will really help me understand it better. And probably you will get a response. So just drop an email. I think that's one of the best ways to go about it.
Okay, thank you, sir. Sir, can you please share the email ID?
Yes, so I've shared the links to
Right
the
now.
website. On the bottom, you'll be able to find the
Right.
email IDs or go to contact us. I think there are
Okay.
sufficient options there. All
Okay.
right, so Ayush, I think you had something you wanted to share.
Yeah. Hi, Sharos. If you allow, Sharos, please ask the guy who's having a conversation with you right now, to drop me his email
Oh,
if
wow.
he is wanting to work with him. Currently, we are hiring for our new vertical in the agency. So if you want, we can gauge him in the role.
So Spandan, maybe you can share, or Ayush, why don't you share maybe your email ID or maybe a link?
Definitely. Before asking to the question, Spandan, please drop me your CV at markteckersmedia@gmail.com, or I'll just drop you a email ID in the chat. Okay. Sharos, coming back to the question, around 5 to 6 months ago, I'm listening to Pratham's one of the podcasts with Ranveer Alabadia on YouTube regarding when he recently started Masters Union promotion back in the day. So the kind of metrics and numbers and the process that he shared in the current economy, the kind of change or the change in the approach that I have after that podcast or session, it helps me a lot in giving direction to my agency. So when I'm having a conversation with Tanya, I've mentioned that currently we are catering the bottom of the funnel client. You understand what tofu, mofu, and bofu is, right?
Right.
So as for now, we are working as an integrated marketing services we are offering to the clients, where we offer digital as well as physical and outdoor media marketing services. But for the in a couple of months down the line, we're specifically converting into the productized based agency, where we're working in a specific niche market. Okay, just to build the expertise around that. The question is that I've asked Tanya also that the kind of deliverables and the curriculum that the strategic thinking with the shebang that you guys are offering, it covers A to Z part of building an agency or how the agency works, or it just cover the strategic thinking and how AI can help us in our operations. Adding to that, another question is that what's your JD at Masters Union, because I have something to discuss with you.
No worries. So I head the academic partnerships here. Now, obviously, as an institution, majority of our courses are offered in collaboration with professionals or with good organizations. In fact, we also onboard a lot of mentors. These are people who come with, let's say, 10, 15 years of experience, where we allow our students to connect with them one-to-one. So my
Got
team
it.
actually does the outreach, they arrange for all that. Now, coming to your other question, so see, what I can say is when we design the program, it's actually covered from both aspects, that you will learn how an agency runs, because that is what Shebang at the end of the day is, right? You'll be talking to those people who do this for a living. As well as at the same time, you're also learning the core marketing. So for example, we are teaching SEO, SEM, we are teaching influencer marketing, we are teaching to run campaigns on Meta. We are covering tools like, Figma. We are teaching Tableau as well, which is entirely for data presentation and visualization, which actually helps you as an agency more, because if you have a big client, where you have to present data in a certain way, that's a tool that can really help you. Now, the program covers from both aspects, both agency as well as as a marketer, in fact, even when it comes to the placements, we get openings of both kinds. So you could get an opening for a digital marketing role, you could get an opening for an agency like Shebang as well.
Got it, got it. Just to add to all the panel members who are there in the meeting, guys, there's a lot of agency like Ogilvy, Group M, and all these companies. I had an experience to spend one whole day at Shebang headquartered in Bombay previous year. So to all the panels, I just wanted to share one thing, that go for the strategic thinking program, because the mentors they are bringing on board, it's just like they're best in the country. Sharoz, I've told you, right, that yeah, previous year I had a experience to meet.
Harshil.
Yeah, I met Harshil because I just add you a little bit story. So in 2021, I saw Harshil's podcast with Ranveer Alapadia, and at that time I've started my digital marketing journey. 3 months down the lane, I thought that I will work at Shebang. I planned that I will work at Shebang, but around an year ago, I got a privilege to host a podcast with him. It's been an year. I've not on aired it, but we are into the editing right now. I'm still thinking that I'm just starting my personal brand, and I'm planning to drop all the content in a systematic way. So to all the panel, feel it's the best program, the best mentors they are offering. So feel free to experience the program, sir. Sharoz, it's a pitch from my side to all the panel members.
Thank you so much, Ayush. But you attended the workshop that we did at Shebang's office.
No. I've not attended the workshop at Masters Union. I had a communication with one of the folks from the admission or sales team at the Masters Union few months ago. Currently, as for now, because I'm a little bit occupied in starting the other vertical of my agency, I was not able to enroll to any of the programs. But yeah, a couple of months down the lane, definitely I'm planning to enroll myself in some specific courses, because see, Sharo's money and all that thing is not my my motive as for now, because I've worked in all the aspects. The major thing I experienced that mentors is the best thing that you can invest on. You can earn money, you can do everything, but if you're not having a correct mentors, it doesn't make any sense in a long run. Because see, making money once is quite easy, but making money oftenly is a really tough game. So that's why I understand.
I understand. So see, even with this program, we had actually organized, a day in the life of Shebang, which is where, you don't have to be a student for that. That's a, workshop that we do, which is open to anybody. You don't have to pursue the course to attend it.
Got it.
But I think that's what Masters Union actually believes in, that, we want you to learn from the professionals who've done it all, right? And see, the idea is that, let's say you worked on a campaign, you designed something. Now, who's giving you that feedback is what really matters. So here, for example, the feedback is given to you by the VPs at Shebang, which is very close to what you'll actually do in your real life when you work in
Yeah.
marketing, when you work with Shebang. Is there who you're working with. So that is the gap that I think Masters Union wants to build for bridge the gap for all the courses that we offer.
Yeah, Sharoz, a lot of people are dropping me their email. If you allow me, can I drop my email and contact number in the chat?
Yeah, I mean, that's all right, no problem. I think already a lot of networking has happened, but yeah, it's good that I'm glad that all of you are coming together in this session is becoming so engaging. This is something
Yeah.
we also
Sharoz, we can connect on LinkedIn after the session, okay? And thank you so much. It's an amazing session. And to all the panel members, feel free to reach out to me at the email ID. We'll connect soon. Thank you so much, Sharoz. I'm leaving the meeting. Good luck. Take care.
Thank you, Ayush. All right, Jay, could you elaborate more on what kind of job roles are relevant after the program? So it's across marketing roles. It's not in specific just as a digital marketer. We have brand management roles, we have PR and advertisement roles, we have this graphic designing roles, motion graphic, all those kinds, right? But see, it's more about helping you identify what you would be best at, and that is where the mentorship, with Shebang as well as external mentor also Masters Union has, it's for the same purpose. Now, Jay, what I will suggest is you drop in your email ID once. Probably I can arrange for a one-to-one with the admission team at Master Camps, and they can probably share the list of openings with you that are currently out there. So I think that will be the best way to give you clarity, because if I say something right now, I'm not sure if that's the actual data and all that, right? So that would be my recommendation. Great, guys. Any other questions? Anything else you'd like me to help you with? Right. So I think, okay, there's one more message. It was awesome. Could you please share me your course fee structure? So fee structure, I don't remember it over my head, but I will share the link with you. And I do know that there are a lot of scholarships also available in the program, which you can consider, especially if you're a student, you're a fresher, right? Definitely, although there is an interview, like you have to get selected for the program. So what I would suggest is that if anybody's interested in the course, at least submit your application. In fact, it's the last day to apply for round one is tomorrow. And the benefit you get of applying in round one is that at that time there is majority. So see, an institution, Masters Union takes out a separate budget for scholarships, and majority of the scholarship gets consumed in the round one. The moment you reach round two and your application comes later, that is when the institution becomes a little more selective. That okay, we've already filled in the 50 odd seats out of let's say 75 or 60 or whatever. Now the remaining seats we want only the best, right? So then they become a little more selective. So I recommend that, okay, if you're considering a program, at least submit your application, go through the evaluation. If you get selected, well and good. If not, then obviously you can prepare yourself for next time. But see, if you do get selected and you get the results, you will actually also get to know about these scholarships. And you only need to decide after you have gotten that, right? So only once you're clear that, okay, the institution has offered me they are willing to give me a scholarship of so and so amount. This is the amount I would have to pay, and then you can plan and accordingly decide, right? It's not that you have to, pay anything. I think the only thing you need to pay is the application form, for the application form. Rest of that you only decide after you have the results. And I also do know that the institution has tie-ups with a lot of banking partners, so they can help you with EMIs of 2 to 3 years as well. So I think that can really help make it easier for you to manage. It's only a 9-month program. In fact, most likely by the 10th, 11th, or even before that, if you're a fresher, then definitely the course will help you start your job in marketing, and probably you can then pay the rest of the amount through your earnings. So anyways, you can connect if you're connected with anybody from the admission team. They're the best people to give you guidance. If not, then probably you can drop us an email. I've shared the links for the page. You can probably start your application in case you're considering the program, and it'd be great, although, to see you guys in the campus. And do go through Masters Union YouTube channel as well. There's a lot of interesting content, like Ayush told us before. Even our founder has done a podcast with Harshil himself, who's the founder at Shebang. So go through that, because Harshil has actually talked about what he thought about when he decided to collaborate with Masters Union to create that program. So you'll get a lot more insights there. And guys, I think the best way is to actually see. I've just recently reposted one of our students' work. So, as I mentioned in the program, there are a lot of real life experiences where you also have to build a dropshipping business from scratch, right? Now, our students actually did very well. In fact, some of them have earned a lot of income just from the business that they build. So you don't necessarily need to think that I have to invest my money. Maybe this could be an investment where within 3 to 4 months, you're making a business that's actually getting you back that money. So go through LinkedIn, look for master camps, just search for master camps, Masters Union, and you'll see a lot of our students posting everything that they're learning every day. So let's say they work on a project with Shebang, they will share. In fact, yesterday they went to the startup Mahakal, where Modi ji, delivered a very good speech. They were with Aman Gupta actually from Boat, and they've taken pictures with him, and you'll see LinkedIn posts about that. So yeah, I mean, guys, see, Masters Union is a institution that can be a platform for you to actually meet the right stakeholders, learn from them, and then launch yourself towards a successful career. So I think that's something you guys want to research a little more on, and I think we can end the session on that note. But thank you so much, guys. I think this was a lovely session, and all of you have been really interactive, and I'm glad that we got to hear from a lot of you, and I hope the session was helpful. Do follow our events page as well. We keep having these sessions every once in a while, and we are more than happy to have you guys be a part of it. Thank you, Nayanika. Yes, absolutely. I'd be happy to connect on LinkedIn. I'll also share my LinkedIn IDs, guys, in case you want to connect. Just share it. Yeah, so feel free to read. Oh, sorry, I shared it on direct. Yeah, guys, this is my LinkedIn. So if you guys want to reach out, feel free. Okay, so great, guys. Whoever have shared their emails previously, probably we will send out the recordings to you in a day or two. If not, if you are also connected with anybody from the admissions already, you can ask them as well. They would be having the same. All right, guys. Thank you. Have a great evening and happy Holi in advance.